This conference
Okay.
will now be recorded.
Okay. Obviously, if you
Sure.
mention 4 to 5 year of experience, that would be creating problem. But 1.5 and 2 year of experience is sufficient, because believe me, I takes the interview right now to my for my company, and believe me, I get the resume which have a 3 year of experience or 4 year of experience, and they don't even the answer those questions which I provide in the training. Okay,
Okay.
so if you completed this training properly, genuinely, and with all the things which I'm providing, I guaranteed you, if you mention 2 year of experience, no one can doubt that you have not worked on it.
Yeah, but the thing is, I do have like 3.5 years on uh, this developer experience. So, but
Mhm.
uh, I don't know like how can I show like just a 2 years
Okay,
experience. I
yeah, you can
what
mention
can I do
in
like
one of
this? Yeah, sorry,
yes,
please.
no, no, go ahead.
So what I was planning is I want to keep Java developer for 1.5 year and then 2 years of SailPoint experience so that
Yes,
I
yes,
I'll be
yes.
having a good weightage.
And it is really good that if you mention Java plus sale point, so that the person who is looking for a developer profile, they will pick you immediately. Okay.
Okay,
Because right now people are from the support and they are moving to sale point. Okay, so for them it is
okay,
really difficult, because they are not from Java background, they are working from other support, and they learn the training and then they come to the sale point support. For you it would be weightage that you can mention that 1 year, 1.5 year I work on Java, and after that I move to the sale point project in the same company. Okay,
okay.
so
Yeah.
yeah, so that way you can mention. Okay.
So can I apply for full-time roles? It,
Yes,
here
yes,
I know
yes.
it little bit difficult in US like to get into a job and then getting
I don't
work
want to
permit.
disclose it, but you believe me, I don't want to disclose it here, but you believe me, I recently, there was one candidate who mentioned a 6 year of experience, 7 year of experience. Okay. And
Okay,
that was on personal note. He requested me for a proxy interviews and give a proxy interview. I selected him for a company, a 7 year of experience, not a 2 or 3, 7 year of experience. He joined a company, and then I'm providing the support. He was not knowing the S of the sale point. He was not knowing
okay,
S of sale point. Okay, but still from last 3 months he's surviving the company.
okay,
Okay,
got it.
so it's not an issue once you start applying. Not don't worry about anything. Okay, just apply and see, and then you would not be in, you would understand. And 2 and 3 year of experience is not matter. He mentioned 7 year of experience. Okay, that
Okay,
time
okay.
he obviously needed a support. Okay, without, and he was
Yeah,
not knowing
right.
even S of the sale point. He did not even taken the training. He just directly approached to me. Okay, so that is a problem. Clear?
Okay,
But if you do that proper
yeah.
training and
Like
all,
I
and
was worrying because
hmm,
currently my job was good, but I just wanted to shift the technology. Like I was working
yeah.
for a good company, like
So you
good
can
position and everything, but
initially
only
initially if you have any issue with the permanent job, you can use the with the contract as well. That's fine, right? And he's looking, he's right now working for the on the he's he actually working on two jobs. One is for Oracle, which is also support, which is also supporting by another person of the Oracle, and with me as well, which is a sale point. So he's right now like
okay,
with all of them, both of them, he's giving like a 8 year, 7 year or 8 year experience.
okay,
Okay,
okay.
so people are
Yeah,
like that as well into the in US, so that's not a problem. Okay.
okay, yeah, sure.
Hey, hi Rudvi, good morning. Sorry, good evening.
Hey Mohit, hey all, good morning.
Okay, so let's start the training. Before moving to that, what I was asking, what is the update on the uh, status of the training? Hemant was having issues, so I'm making the presenter. Meanwhile, Hemant is showing. Rudhi, just tell me if you have any doubts, any questions on the last session.
I don't have any question actually. I was not actually able to try the homework you given us, and I'm
Hmm.
sorry about that, but it's actually on my part. I was not able to spend time, but uh, That was good stuff. I will have some question later on because I was
Mhm.
looking at the file the war file we extracted, right?
Mhm.
In that file does not look like the SSD version we were looking at the other day.
Yep, it's not the SSD.
Okay.
No, it's not the SSD. That's what I told you, that it is not. SSD is a separate part which I can explain you, but it is not
Okay.
the SSD, right?
Okay. Okay. Got it. Yeah. So I was
SSD,
just
SSD, what the purpose of the SSD? SSD is more on customizations. Right now we are doing the normal installations, right? The SSD
right.
is a where we will do the all the customizations and all those things. That's why we use the SSD. But as a
Okay.
normal installations, now what would happen in SSD? Whatever we are doing, the whole bunch of identity IQ.war file would be placed into the SSD lib file. Okay, so that's why that is
Okay.
the thing. Clear?
Okay. Got it. Thank you. Yep.
Yep. Okay, now coming to the Hemant.
Yeah,
Um,
Mohit, I have shared my screen. Could you see?
yeah, now you tell me what is the issue here. The read
So,
the error.
issue,
Yeah,
yeah, retrieving the file stream was successful, but there was a
which means, wait a minute,
failure.
retrieving the file stream was successfully, which means it is able to connect to the file stream. Is that correct or not?
Right.
Now, what it is saying, but there was a failure iterating object. The account schema does not have any attribute defined, which means the schema which you have defined does not have any attributes. So now the connection is working fine. Go to your schema.
Okay,
No, no,
schema.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
There.
schema, you have not defined anything. That's why it is saying that the schema is not. That's why you remember I did not click on the test connection immediately after the creating the connection. Okay,
Okay.
the
Can I do it
purpose is,
from beginning?
yes,
Yeah.
beginning means,
Like, can I do it from start again? Like, can I go
Like, what's
from
the?
here?
Why do we need to define the display attribute?
sorry,
Like, why do we need to define the display attribute in? Is it something we correlate on, or
why we define the display attribute. So
yeah?
yesterday you were there, right? So what we mentioned that any identity will come. There should be some attribute which would display on the UI, right? Otherwise, how you will identify which attribute is coming? You want to show something that which attribute should come, right? Which identity,
Okay.
the identity is coming, the which attribute you want to display to the user, correct or not?
Okay. Display to the user.
Yes, display to the identity IQ here in the identity IQ. Okay,
Okay. So basically, like correlating the.
not correlating. Don't
Okay.
confuse with the correlations. This display attribute means the all the users which will come from the that file to IIQ. What you want that this attribute will, which attribute you want to display. You can be full name, email, anything it can be.
Ah, got it. Okay. Which attribute we want to display for the user
Yeah.
application? Okay. Got it.
Yep.
Thank you.
And then you need to click on the discover schema attribute.
Discover. Yeah.
Now see,
Correct.
all the attribute came up. Now click on the preview and also click
Preview
on the
show
test
10.
connection.
Okay.
Okay, now save this file first, scroll down, save it, and open this application again and do the test connection now.
Okay.
Try
Continue.
to understand the error. More error you will get, it would helpful to you
Okay.
understand. See, it was showing that file stream was successful, which means it was able to connect, but account schema does not contain any attribute. So now in your mind it should come that schema, I have not configured any schema, so the schema does not
Yeah.
contain any attribute. So as Mohit already explained that we should discover the schema attribute. So you should discover the schema attribute because it is the the delimited file connector. If you open any other connector, let's say if you open the AD applications, go to the applications, no, application definition, click
Okay.
on that create new application, add new application, and selected application type equals to Active Directory. Don't put a name and owner, just select the type.
Where in it?
No, on the third tab, application type, the drop down,
Oh, okay, okay, type. Okay.
Active Directory, uh, the fourth one of the
This
Active
one.
Directory. Yeah, this one, yes. Now, if you go to the configuration tab, which will load in immediately, yeah. Now go to the schema. The SailPoint provide automatically schema everything, okay, but only for delimited file connector and GDBC it cannot define because it's depend on the HR's mind. In every company it may differ, right? Company the HR
Right,
will can change, but in Active Directory you cannot change. Active Directory is a fixed software, it's fixed application which have a few schema attribute, which have a few display attribute and identity attribute. You cannot change that one, but in JDBC or in delimited, it's up to the HR what they want, and the attribute name as well is not fixed. In Active Directory, if the surname attribute name is SN, the name of the surname attribute is SN, then which means this is SN. You cannot change the SN to the something else, right? It is a fixed attribute of
right,
the Active Directory. But in HR feed file or the JDBC, it's up to the HR. HR is creating instead of last name, they are putting L name. They are instead of first name, they are putting the column name as a F name. Then it's their mind. So that's why we are asking to the IAQ that don't rely on prefix things. Just check the file, whatever they have created, and fetch the column from there. Okay, that's why we click on the discover schema attribute. Clear
okay,
or not?
got it.
And here you
Yes,
don't need to
yes.
click on the discover schema attribute. Okay, if you drop down, there is
Okay,
no even option discover schema attribute.
right, because it was already there.
Correct. And if you want to add any attribute, you can click on add new schema attribute. And if you want to delete any schema attribute, you can delete any schema attribute. Okay, clear?
Okay, clear. Mohit, again, one question here. So I'll go back to identity warehouse. Sorry, application definition, and I can see. Yeah, this is what I created, right?
Hmm,
Uh, Usually in the configuration schema, I can see like all these things, right? Let's suppose if I have like this, right? In the
hmm,
first one, the cost center there are four cost centers.
hmm,
So how to give that four because it was just a string here, right?
hmm.
So what
Okay,
should
that
be
I'm
the?
going that I'm going to explain you now today.
Oh, okay, okay,
Don't
yeah,
worry
yeah.
about. Okay,
Okay,
let me share
yeah.
that
Okay,
my screen.
sure. I'll stop sharing. Okay,
And the one thing which I want to see from you, did you try to check with the creation rule and all those things? I give a homework, right? The creation rule with the random password with the dot
Mohit,
two
I did not
space.
try it. I'll try it today. Actually, I was getting this error and I was stuck. But
Okay,
today I'll
okay,
give it a try.
okay, no problem. But give a try, okay? Don't just leave it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll definitely.
Okay. So yesterday we onboarded these applications and we fetch the identities as well, right? How to fetch the identity? We trigger the aggregation task, right?
Aggregation task.
Now the thing is, when you open the identity warehouse, and if you look at the application attribute called cost center, it is coming like R03 comma L03, right? It is not coming into the list, it is coming as a string. So if you want to make any attribute as a list, what you need to do, go to the application attribute, application definition, open the application, go to the configuration schema, and here whatever attribute you want to make, click on this edit here, edit button, and mark this as a multi-valued Clear or not?
Okay.
What I did,
Yeah.
I go to the application, select the schema, whichever you want to make as a multi-value. What multi-value will do? It will check and separate out that if it is a multiple, which means it is a having a comma, one string contain multiple commas, then it will break into the list. Clear or not?
Yes. Clear.
Rudvi, clear?
Yes.
Okay, so if I mark as a multi-valued, save it, and I save it again. Now, if you go to the identity, it is not yet updated because
Aggregation.
either you need to do the aggregation or you need to do the refresh the identity, because you have not make the any changes on target system, right? You have not make any changes on the target system, correct or not? Right? You make the changes on the identity IQ side. So both the things will work. Either you, if you do the aggregation will not pull anything, but it in aggregation there is an inbuilt refresh. Aggregation contain inbuilt refresh, which will update this cost center. Apart from that, if you don't want to trigger the refresh aggregation, you can just run the refresh identity queue. Okay, what is the refresh identity queue? We'll explain in detail, but right now I'm just triggering and removing all the checkbox. Very important task. At the end of training, you will see all the checkbox would be selected. Okay, and you will understand the concept of each and everything. Right now I just selected refresh identity attributes.
Okay.
That will work or not, because that is not identity attribute, but let's see. Doesn't work, then we need to, because that we are changing the identity we're refreshing the identity attribute, but that's not the identity attribute, right? So might be the aggregation would be needed, but let's see. Nope. See what happens now. The changes, the identity refresh identity queue reflects the changes on this cost center. This cost center, it will not update this application account. Let's check here if it do anything or not. No, you need to run the aggregation task only.
For application.
Yep. So if you go to the, I have triggered the account aggregation. Now if you go to the identity, and if you open the identity, any identity, see here, clear or not?
Yes.
Mohit, can you explain one more time, please?
Yep. So see what happened now. We changed the schema in the cost center, correct or not? Of
Correct.
the cost
Correct.
center. Now what happened? When you change any attribute in the schema, the problem is the refresh identity cube only refresh the attribute which are the identity attribute, but this cost center is not the identity attribute, right or not? This is directly
Okay.
the
Employee
application
ID is the
attribute.
identity, right?
No, there is nothing right now. The identity attribute are these attribute, and the identity attributes are all are blank except this username, right?
Okay.
Here, this is the application attribute. These are the HR feed file attribute, which is the application attributes. Now, in this, if you want to update anything over there, you need to run the aggregation, so that even though changes are not on the target system, but changes are on the schema, and schema would be called after the aggregation only. Clear or not? The any changes in the
Okay.
schema will update it after the aggregation only. That's why we need to run the refresh the aggregations. Clear or not?
Yeah. So do we need to create a new task or just go there and execute it
For what?
for the aggregation?
We already created yesterday, right? We
Yeah.
created one
Okay. You
task.
have used the same task and then
Yes. You don't need to create a multiple task again and again. You need to use the same task for one applications. Clear?
clear.
Clear or not, Ridvi? Clear?
Yes, clear.
Any doubts, any questions here?
Nope.
Okay, good. Now, So yesterday we configured one applications, we provided the rule creation rule over there, we set the password, right? We log out and we, if you type with the XYZZY, it is working fine, which means our password is working. Now what we will do, we will onboard another application. Go to the application definitions, click on the add new applications. Now you tell me, anyone, Rudvi or Hemant, how I will onboard a, uh, another authoritative application, which is the contractor feed file. Now you tell me, what is the scenario? Why can I have a multiple application as authoritative application? If yes, then how to configure it? If no, then why? And all those things. So just answer me those questions.
I think there might be multiple other data applications.
Now, why the how why the multiple authoritative applications should be there?
It might be
Or
coming from Workday, or it might be coming from a HR feed file, like a CSV file, or from JDBC. So it might be different ways that we can get it right. So
no,
if
no, but
all are those,
let's say it is coming. Okay, that is also good. That you are saying that there can be different source of places where they are feeding, like they can be feed into the JDBC. But do you really think that HR will feed the data into different places, the same thing? Or like, give me the scenario, give me the complete scenario. You are almost there, but I need to understand the scenario bias, not on the normal. Give me the scenario, how it can be. Rudvi, can you please explain me this?
Um, yes, we can have multiple authoritative applications. It could be different application type,
Mhm,
or um, or let's say we just did a Active Directory. We
mhm.
can maybe do JDBC. Um,
Let's say if I don't, the HR does not have a multiple of the type, it's only one
mhm.
type. So for one application type, can we have a multiple authoritative application?
I think yes, you can,
Okay, then
because
what is the purpose of that?
it's one. So you're saying it's one HR.
Mhm.
Um,
Type is
okay.
same. I'm not saying the application is the data is same. See
Uh-huh.
that, understand this. Let's take
Okay.
the scenario that HR is feeding the data. They are separating the data. They said that for employee they want to feed the data into one Excel file. For another, which is the contractors, they are feeding the data into the another file. Correct?
Okay, so
Right?
we can, yeah, so we can give different schema, and application name is will be different,
Yes. So
right?
both, it would be two separate application, right? One application
Right.
is for employee, which we created a HR feed file. Another will be a different application where it will coordinate to the second file. Correct or not? A type would be the same, but it would be the
Right.
delimited file. Correct? But
Yeah.
data cannot be same. Data should not be the same. Correct or not?
Right. This
so
schema
The
or the
so
the
attribute.
Mohit, you're
purpose.
saying the
Mhm.
contractor has a different contractor file have a different identities, and permanent employees have different identities, but the type might be same. So we can have multiple authoritative applications with the same application type.
Yes, let's take a
Okay.
normal scenario, genuine scenario, where you join the company. Company is a mid-scale company, or they maintain the data that, okay, are you an employee? Then they feed the data. They write they created a three file, one for employee, one for contractor, one for service. Okay, service means the which team which provide the service, like a security service. For them also, they are the part of the company, right? So they maintain the record. So let's say that for employee, they feed the data into. Why they need to feed separately for employee contractor? Because in future they want that for employee they want to give some leverages, but for contractor they need some approval and all those things, so they have separated it. So for employee they have created a file, which is the employee file. the contractor, they have created a separate file. This is contractor file. And the for vend a service team, they have created another file. The service means which is providing the service, like a security service, canteen service, all those person which are under the service team. Okay, clear? Or the
Okay.
housekeeping staff and all those things. Clear? Now when they will onboard the identities, let's say they say employee, so the employee and contract, the user cannot be same in employee file as well as contractor file or in the service file. Is that correct or not?
Sorry, say that again, Mohin.
Say that again.
Employee, one employee, one user cannot be in two file, in the employee and contractor feed file, correct or not?
Correct,
Yes.
correct.
So the same
Yes.
way.
But
Mhm.
yeah, go ahead. No, go ahead. Sorry. I was just
So now what we will do, we will onboard another application which is a contractor feed file, and over there we will feed the contractors into the IAQ. Clear or not?
yep, got it.
The type it again delimited file. It is again authoritative, so you need to mark it.
Configuration.
Go to configuration. Now tell me what should I do here. This is my authoritative
Give the,
application.
we have to give the path.
Then this auth contractor should CSV.
File name. Yeah.
Then
We have to give the delimiter.
what should I give here?
If it is a
Comma.
comma separated, so we have to give comma.
Correct.
And
And
then the
then
file has column header on the first line. Yes.
okay, then
Test connection.
test
Oh
connection
no.
is
So we have to
successful,
go
which
to
means
schema. Yeah.
no,
So
it
we
is
have to go to.
successful. It is successful. Retrieving file is successful. Now the problem is schema does not have any attribute. So now go to the
Yeah.
schema.
Go to schema, and we have to add the attribute.
Now let's open this. Now what is inside this? Again the same thing, full name and employee ID. So the full name, and,
Employee ID.
and you need to ensure that it is a completely case sensitive. So if you put a wrong full name, then it will also create a problem. You should be case sensitive. Identity attribute
Yeah.
is employee ID, correct or not? And then what you
But
need to
this
click.
that display. Mohit, one question here. So
Hmm,
display attribute is something we display to the user, right? So
correct.
display attribute should mandatory should be present in that file, right? That attribute should be present in that file, whatever we are giving
Now
the path.
let me answer you this question in the second way. Now see here. Now if you open this, right now you are able to see only one thing, which is what is the full name, right or not? Why you are seeing the
Yes.
full name here on the top? Because this is the display name. That's why you mentioned the display name equals to the full name. That's why it is coming here. Now if you mark as a display name as an email, in that case it will show view identity jennifer.thomas at the rate demoexample.com.
Oh, got it.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay, let's try that. See, whatever questions come in your mind, don't be, if you think, if I'm not even answering, and if you come at your mind, just try it. Just break your environment. I'm here till now 1 month. I'm here to at least clear your environment, to correct your environment. After 1 month I would not be here. Then you would be ensured that you obviously fear to do any break the environment. But till now, till 1 month, you can do anything whatever you want. Okay, don't be fear to do anything.
Sure. Yeah.
Click on the discover schema attribute. Now I have given the display attribute as an email. So
Okay.
let's first preview it. Now in the preview, you see this is also one feature. In the preview, it first column shows the display attribute. Okay, second column shows the
Okay.
identity attribute. Okay, so the right now it's showing the display attribute. So that's fine. Close it. Let's save this. And what we need to do next thing?
Test the connection.
No, test connection is working fine. If preview is working, then it would work fine. Now, what is the
Okay.
next thing which we need to do? To
Aggregate.
fetch
Aggregation.
the identities. Hmm?
Aggregate.
Aggregation.
Are you sure? I told you for
We have to set the
authoritative
password.
application. Yeah. Yes, you need to write a creation rule, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
Correct or not?
Correct.
So you can use the same rule as well, which we defined into the previous one, because the rule are globally, they can be used by, if there is no changes, you can use the same thing. Clear or not? So I'm using the same thing. Okay. I'm just using the selecting it here and then save it. Clear or not?
yep.
Yes, clear.
Okay. Now what I need to do? Aggregation.
Now
Correct or
aggregation.
not? So go to the task, click on the new task, new account aggregation.
So this is a new application. So we are creating a new task.
Correct.
Okay.
And here, if you drop down, you will see two applications. You select
Uh,
the contract. If you don't, you can select the multiple application as well. But generally, that is the follow. That is the approach we follow. That we follow. Select one application for one aggregation. Okay, clear. But
in
the
real
same,
scenarios also, right?
yes, yes.
Okay.
But in normally, the Sailbound provide feature that you can add a multiple application. But normal real time scenario, we use only one application for one task. Clear or not?
Clear.
Save and execute. Now, if you go to the identities, first let's check the task. Always check the task result, whatever you have triggered. So it says
Yes.
scan and identity created, which means successful. Now go to the identity. Now see here. Are you seeing this?
Email
Now
address. Yes.
here,
Yes.
the username is this one. Clear or not?
Clear.
Clear or not?
Yes. Clear.
Okay. Now that is the on application onboarding for the another authoritative applications. Any doubts? Any questions till now? This
One
is clear.
question.
Yes.
One question. So here, what I understood is application onboarding, creation rule, and aggregation. So these
Hmm.
three are clear for me. So while creating rules, then there is a chance that we need to do some coding, right? Like
Yes.
creating that password, or creating some generating a new password generator or something.
Hmm.
So there it comes the coding, right?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Correct.
So
Okay.
yeah,
Now we will understand the user right. What is this user right? Okay. So let's open it. Go to the user right. Now, if you open the Sara Berry normally into the IAQ, it will show you only the limited things. It can manage my access, which means it can see his access only. Manage. If you see here, there is no option of create identity. It can only view identity, edit identity. View identity only he can see his own identity, her own identity. Edit identity he can edit her own identity, right? Clear or not? He cannot manage the others one, right? Now, and they are not able to. Now if you want to give them access,
User rights under identity cube.
yep, so you need to define the user right for that user. Okay, so right now nothing is there. Now based on the definitions of the user right, you can define the things. Let's say if you want to make him the uh, identity administrator. Okay, in that case he would be able to, let's assign it, save this. Now see here, the few tabs are added, like identity warehouse has been added, intelligence has been added, and setup in that group has been added. Same here in that manage identity, he can, I think, view Okay, not the view identity can be found for him only. That is a different. But see here, he can see the identity warehouse. But okay, warehouse does not show anything over there. Okay, apart from identity
Mohit,
administrator, he
is
need.
it some? This is something that we like. I'm an admin, and I take one identity's username and password and log in here.
Sorry, come again. This is the normal user, the Sarah Vary, who let's say you join the organizations, and obviously your account has been created, so you will log in there, right?
Correct.
So this is
Oh,
you.
No,
okay. This is
so Mohit, sorry, Hemant, I work as an administrator, right, for SailPoint. So you
yeah.
cannot log in to SailPoint with other people's identity. So that's the whole
Okay.
purpose of access, identity access management, right? Yes, we are managing their access, but we cannot log on to their account onto SailPoint because their password is coming from the Active Directory. So,
Okay.
This what
Got
I'm
it.
showing here is this what I'm showing here is that as a normal user, as a user like a Sarah, you are the let's say user and you are logging with a Sarah. Okay, as an admin, you can do anything. See,
mhm.
it should we should not do that, but as an admin, you can do anything. You can log in with any account. And in dev environment, you can do anything. Okay, in
Yeah,
production,
and that.
obviously, you should not, but it's not that you cannot do. Capability is there, you can do anything, but we don't do that in production. In dev environment
Right.
you
You
can do
should not.
anything.
Right.
Okay, clear, Hemant?
Okay. Clear. Clear. Mhm. Thank you.
Okay, so that is the things which you can now. If you want the Sarah, I want to make the Sarah Berry as an administrator, then what you need to do, you need to provide him the system administrator, which is
System.
the highest access. Okay, system administrator is the highest access. If you make him a system administrator, and now if you log out and log in with the Sarah, now see, now she is able to manage other sexes as well.
Yeah. And she can create new identity too.
Yep. Clear or not, she is now administrator. She can
Okay.
do anything.
Only
Clear?
administrator will be having a create identity.
There are
System
different,
administrator.
yeah, there are different administrator, not only system administrator. System administrator is the highest access.
Okay.
System
Okay. Based
administrator is
on
the
that
highest.
user rights, we'll be having a
Yeah.
particular rights.
Correct. Let's say few user they give let's say Terry Fisher, they make this user as a work item administrator, which means he can able to see all the work item for all the user. Okay, for some the user, most of the user would be help desk administrator, which means they can check the query, they can check the reports, they can check the logs and all those things. So that is the help desk administrator.
Mohit, I have one question.
Yes,
Can we create our own capabilities?
yes, you can
Like
create
we,
your own capability.
how do we do that? Like,
Uh, it's a API. You need to write a code. Okay, it's very simple. You just need to write
okay,
a XML. Okay, and in that XML, you need to import sailpoint.sp. Right, there is a one. First, you need to create sp right, and then you need to create a capability because this capability is actually assigned with one sp right.
okay.
Okay,
Would can we see an example? If
example right now here. How can I show you? But let me show you the doc, and over there I will give you the example.
okay,
Capability. Okay, and in capability we have the scopes. What are the so see here. uh, so from the API perspective, what you need to do if you want to create a custom capability, so you
hmm
will create a first so if you scroll down, there is a sp right as well. See here, this sp right. Okay, this sp right you need to create. Okay, see here, these are the xp rights. These are all the given. See here, these are all sp rights. Okay,
okay,
so you need to define your own SP rights. You need to first create your own SP rights. How you will create SP right? You need to create XML which will import, which will having the SL1.object. If you want an example, I can give you the example, but right now I don't have, because it is custom XML file which you need to create. One XML
Okay.
file you need to create, and you need to import into the IAQ. Okay. Once you import
Okay.
the SP right and the capability.xml and the SP right, then it would be come into the you will able to see in the drop down here.
Okay.
Okay, I have created a multiple SP writer capability in my organizations. Okay, just the two, this is two XML which you need to add. Both are having just one line of code, I mean XML syntax plus 2 line of code extra, where you just defining the class, which class you need to define, and then what is the name of that capability. Okay, and then based on the
Okay.
capability, the capability is what they are doing. They're internally doing something, right? When you
Yeah.
click on the policy administrator, it actually triggering something. What they are triggering, they are just checking the SP right, what the SP right they have. Okay, that
Okay.
administrator have the full access everything, right? So it contain all the things. So now that is the purpose, so you need to add some SP right over there. Clear? So those are the things. You can create
Okay.
your own custom SP right as well.
Do
These
we
are the
need to?
exist. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
let's say.
That's fine.
Let's say your company says that, okay, Rudvi, you need to create one capability, but the SP right you can use the out of the box, which means right now when you
Mm-hmm.
select the help desk, there are a few scenario which is coming from help desk. But in the help desk, when user is the help desk, I want that he can able to access particular, let's say, he can able to see the update, or you can say, set identity password or set identity forwarding. So
Mm-hmm.
you can include aspirate these aspirate as well into the custom capability. Clear or not?
Okay.
Okay, I will show you the example. I will give you the, tomorrow I will come up with the example.
Okay.
I need to
Yeah.
copy with, yeah, I need to take it from my the company's, like I need to copy that from here. But you can find out the it's very easy. You just need to, if you want, you can go to the compass, and you have a compass access, right, Rudvi?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, try to explore multiple things over there. This is a very good
I think
place.
I have to sign up, so I'll go ahead and sign up.
Okay,
Compass.
very good tool for understanding each and everything.
Is this a community forum, Mohit?
Yes,
Okay.
this is a community form,
So,
but it required the partners or customer ID. You cannot log in with your personal ID.
okay.
Your company
So
should
how
be either
to,
partner or customer of the company of the sale point.
okay, should I ask them to give anything or I just have to give anything?
No, no, you just create account. If your company would be partner or customer with sale point, then you will get a created account. But if your company is not a partner or sale point of the company of your company, then they will not allow you.
Okay. Do I need to give a company email ID or just my
Yes.
email ID with it?
No, no, your email
Oh,
ID will not work. The company email ID,
oh,
and even a company email ID, it verify. Okay.
okay.
Okay. Now coming to this, now if you search here, but it's really difficult to find out anything from here. Not easy. Okay, this is the good document. Not this one. Not this one, but this one. This is the Excel file. No. Mhm.
It's going all the way to 6.4.
Yeah, they are this matrix. They didn't provide any document for that. Okay, that's fine. I will provide you that one. Okay, I will for you. I will show you tomorrow.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now coming back to this one, this is clear how to set a user rights and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, so admin only can give the rights to any of the users.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Now go to the
Mohit, one
application.
question here. So can I give, let's suppose I got a request from a business that I have to give user rights like like for 50 people in a
Mhm.
department. So how can I give that in a single shot? Like you showed me for one identity, right?
Mhm.
If business asks me to give rights for like 50 people, so is there a way to give it in a single shot?
See, as an administrator, as a SailPoint developer, you will not give it. This is the there is no batch request which you can provide for the SP, right? You need to individually. But as a developer, you will not do that. The
Mm-hmm.
business team, as a business team, who are the developers? See, in organizations, you would not be the administrator in
Right.
Okay,
production,
okay.
right? There would be some business team who would be the admin. They will not provide you the access of the administrator. So there would be business
Okay.
team who would be, and they will do the providing the users to the administrator. Okay. But as your
Oh,
question says, that can be provided as even that they can have any request where you can provide a batch request. Then no, there is no such things where the multiple user can be assigned the user rights immediately on a single click.
okay.
Clear?
Makes sense. Yeah,
Yeah,
thanks.
we haven't come
Okay.
across.
Yep. Okay. Now coming to this, the first now the next thing is, if you see here in the identity, we are not, first thing in your environment, it would, you would be having only 5 attributes here. You would be
Mm-hmm.
having only these 5 attributes: username, first name, last name, email, inactive, manager. These 6 attributes. Email would
Mm-hmm.
not, email will also not be there. Username, first name, last name, inactive or manager might be email, or maybe or may not be there. Okay, so you need to add a custom attribute. What is the reason of adding custom attributes?
Application. Actually, I'm not sure. I was going to say
Mhm.
application correlation, but
Mhm. Don't use the correlation word as much. The
okay.
correlation is something different, which I will explain you in detail. Okay,
Okay.
correlation is a mapping from account to identity.
Right. Yeah.
Okay,
So maybe
so here,
identity mapping, what I
mhm,
should use. Okay.
see here, the thing is, let's say you have only 5 attributes. The
Uh,
whole identity IQ will rely on the identity attribute, not the application account. Let's say in your HR feed file, you have a these much attribute: first name, last name, location, manager. You want all the attribute of the authoritative application should exist in IIQ attribute as well, right or not?
right.
Right.
Hemant, correct or not?
Yeah, correct.
So all the attributes, identity attribute, should be exist, which are present in the authoritative applications, department, email, because that way you are providing the information in IIQ. IIQ will not look at the application attribute here. It will not give that this is my authoritative application. So come there and read this attribute. It will not rely on the application account. It will rely only on identity attribute. Okay. So this is the main point of contact for non-authoritative application for everything. This is the main reason. This is the particular thing. So if you want every attribute, even those additional attributes are there in the organizations, first thing is every attribute of the authoritative application should be exist into the identity IQ attributes. Apart from that, there can be additional attribute. We are not talking about additional attribute right now. We are talking about all the attributes should be exist right now. in the application account, we have that much attribute: cost center, department, employee ID, and a job title, location, manager ID, reason. So we will create a custom attribute here. We will create a attributes here. Clear or not?
Yes.
Okay.
Now the question comes, sorry, how to create attribute? How to create identity attribute? Right or not?
Yeah.
The answer is identity mapping. Go to identity mapping and create an attribute. Okay, this identity mapping is not a terminology, this is a tab. Okay, don't be confused that I'm and talking about identity mapping. I'm not talking about any the concept. I'm just talking about the tab which is available into the IIQ. Okay, clear? So go to here, global setting, where you will find it, this one. This is inside this global setting, and in global setting we have called tab called identity mapping. Okay, this one, configure identity that are managed by IIQ. Here you can create a custom attribute by clicking on this add new attribute. Clear or not?
Okay, got it.
Let's say I want to create attribute. I have already existing all the attributes. Let's say I want to create a few attributes. Let's say Hemant. Okay, Hemant. What are all those attributes? I'm going to explain in detail tomorrow. Okay, right now my intention is to show you how to create attribute and how that attribute should reflect into the UI. So I have created two attributes, Hemant and Rudi.
Mm-hmm.
These are custom attributes, right?
These are the custom attribute, like the, don't consider as a custom attribute. These are like attribute like locations, manager. Same way we have
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Rudvi and Hemant. Okay, clear?
Correct.
Additional attributes. Okay.
These are outside the authoritative.
No, yeah, these are outside of authoritative, and they can be like authoritative as well. Okay, right now
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have all the attribute
Correct.
of the authoritative. That's why I'm showing you that way. Okay, clear?
Sure,
If I
sure.
will delete this status, let me delete it. If you want, I can delete this. What do you say? Let's delete this location. Okay, let's delete this location. So my location is gone. Okay, now first thing is I have deleted the location and I'm adding a new attribute called location 123. Okay, identity attribute name should not be identical to the authoritative application name. It can be different. Clear or not? It is
Yes.
not necessary you need to provide the same name, ditto name. Clear or not?
Yeah.
Clear? Now I have given the location 123. Now you can say, Mohit, this is the custom attribute or the authoritative. Don't worry about that. This is the identity attribute. That all thing would be considered based on this mapping, source mapping. That will tell you the exact thing. Okay. Until and unless source mapping is not there, all are the additional attributes. All are that. Okay. Not consider the authoritative. Forget about the application right now. Clear or not?
Yep.
Yes.
Now, if you go to the identity IQ, right now, I don't have a Hemant, I don't have a Rudvi, I don't have a location 123. And this location is also not, okay, location is removed or not? Yeah, location has been removed. Now, now tell me how the attribute will come. So we have added the custom attribute, create identity attribute is done, but how the, okay, now in the same thing, don't create a question here. The first thing is create identity mapping, add new attribute, and second thing is add the attribute in UI config to reflect the changes.
Oh, okay.
Okay. For
Okay.
any attribute, any identity attribute, if you are adding, you need to add into the UI config. So how you will add to UI config? The answer is
Debug
go to the
page.
debug page, UI config, and search for the table called identity view attribute. Very important. And here
Identity view
add or
attribute.
remove the attributes.
Okay.
Clear or not?
Okay, so for
Yeah.
Now
any
let's
UI changes.
any UI changes, okay? But right now we are changing into the identity view attributes. That's why we will in the UI changes we will update only this identity view attributes, okay? So now let's
Okay.
go to the debug phase. And here in the configuration object you will see the UI configuration. You can find it in this here like that as well, configuration. And here also we have a,
No,
where is that?
I config
Okay,
file, right?
no, that is not here.
We need,
uh,
in the object browser, we need to select the config file, UI config.
okay, yeah, UI config. Okay, this one. Okay, you can select this one, or you can come here directly select the UI configurations. Clear or not? Hemant,
Yep.
Rudvi, clear?
How do you
Now,
Yep.
know like it's UI configuration?
because you are changing on the UI. That's what you need to understand, that if you are making any, you want any changes should reflect on the UI, you need to make sure that you are changing into the UI config as well.
UI configuration. Okay, okay, yeah,
Okay, so you can select the UI
yeah.
configuration here as well. Now this is a very long file. Now what you need to search, we are adding attributes. So what we need to search, identity view attributes. So that you need to remember, that if you need to change in identity attributes, you need to search for the identity view attributes. It will take some time. Let me close it, open it again. It's stuck. It's very big file.
Yeah.
Control F, identity view. Okay, now see here, this is the place entry key. Clear or not? And here,
Yes.
if you want to add your own changes, own attributes, so whatever attribute you want to add, you need to ensure you are providing a proper name of the attribute. So let's say we are adding Hemant. So what is the name of Hemant? We are providing this one, attribute name, not the display name. So we'll provide this one over there into the comma. It will take some time because it's very large file. So mm, Hemant. Okay, so I have added Hemant, and the location I have changed it to HEMANTH, and for location I have changed and Rudhi RUTHIE. Let's save this directly instead of now moving. Once you go back from this tab now, it's really difficult. I'll give this, remove this. Okay, now I need to close this because it again is stuck. The problem is when you move the cursor from this file, it create a problem.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the problem here. Okay, now again let me open Chrome. Okay, so I have added all three attributes. It is still typing. I just typed a few minutes ago, but it's still.
It's very slow
Yeah,
because the file is too large.
correct. Okay, let me save this now. Now, if you go to the identity, open any identity. Now see here, Ridvi has added, Hemant has added, and location 123 I have added, but might be, oh, L is capital. See, that's why we have added L is small. That's why if I will go there in the identity mapping and I will change here to L is small because I don't want to take a risk of opening that file again.
Yeah,
And if you
it's a
refresh this
better
page,
way.
yeah, see here,
Yeah.
clear or not? How
Yep.
to add
Yes.
attribute is clear. If someone will ask you how to add attribute, is that clear?
Yep.
These
For
two
Yes.
steps,
identity.
okay?
Key. Yep.
First, we need to create one, and then to reflect the changes in the IIQ, we need to go to UI config, like debug page, UI config, and do all this stuff.
Yes.
Okay.
How to add the value in the attributes. Now the attributes has been added, but how to add the value of these attributes? That is called source mapping. What it is called? Source mapping. How to do that? Again, go to the global setting, identity mapping, open attributes, add source mapping to each attributes with all authoritative. It's a bit confusing, but when you understand it would be good. Now, what we are saying, how to add a value in the attributes. So if you see, uh, do you guys have a time, right? I can continue for 5 to 10 minutes more, or
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Um,
okay.
sorry, I
10
might
minutes.
have to drop. Sorry, I have a
Okay, no
um.
problem. We'll continue tomorrow. We'll show you that how to add the value into the attributes. But okay, so we'll continue tomorrow on the how to add a value, and over there after that we will add the onboarding a non-authoritative applications as well. Clear?
Okay,
Okay.
awesome. Just one question. Mohin, are we supposed to get the notes that you're daily
Yep,
typing and kind of
yep,
showing in?
yep. I will provide all the notes.
Okay, cool.
Okay, but don't expect that I will provide on daily basis because I forgot. In that case, if I will remember, then I will share it. That's not an issue. But sometime what happens now, don't expect, don't rely on that notes. That if people say that okay, I need after training immediately provided, that would not be possible. But
Okay,
definitely I have another batch, so that's why. But definitely I will provide after 2 or 3 days. I consolidate it all and send to you. Okay, that way I send generally. Clear?
okay, that
Yep.
that works.
But I am
Okay,
storing every notes here. If you see, I'm just storing all the notes, okay? Whatever I
okay,
create.
got it.
Okay.
Thanks, Mohin.
Thank
Thank
you. Have a nice day, and we'll meet tomorrow. And try to complete the homework, please. Don't push it. try to complete the homework, try to complete the exercise as well. Okay,
I
clear?
will.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.